four-term Senate career. Who will be joining Claire McCaskill in representing Missouri in the 2011 Senate? The two candidates are Republican Roy Blunt and Democrat Robin Carnahan. Before we get the debate started between our Republican representative and our Democratic representative, let's first look at the demographics and past voting trends of Missouri.
Missouri has actually been one of the most consistent swing states and bellwether since 1904. When we leave the last two elections of 2006, the bellwether characteristics of Missouri was even more than ever when they elected Democratic Claire McCaskill over the incumbent Jim Talent. Missouri tends to know when the country needs to change.
Thank you for that overview. Now let's get started and hear from our party specialists to learn more about each candidate and ask them a few questions on how the campaigns have been going so far. We'll start off with our Democratic representative to talk to us about Robin Carnahan.
Robin Carnahan is not an advocate for the Democratic Party, but rather an advocate for common-sense solutions that work across party lines and Missouri values that serve middle-class, seniors, and veterans of our great state. She's shown through her work as Secretary of State that she's capable of fighting fraud, protecting investors, helping victims of domestic abuse, and leading the bipartisan National Association of Secretary of State. To make our economy work again, we are going to have to reduce the deficit, and she stands to make tough decisions to help the middle class balance their budget and the nation's. Robin Carnahan will take important steps to curb industry insurance abuse and expand access. More must be done to lower costs and reduce premiums for Missouri families. She also promises to continue to protect veterans' businesses and work to make it easier for Missourians deployed overseas to vote.
Thank you very much. And now let's hear from the opposition about the Republican candidate Roy Blunt.
Roy Blunt is a 7-term Republican representative. He served as House Majority Leader, House Minority Whip, and Secretary of State. Roy feels we need more balance in our government, seeing that both branches are controlled by Democrats. He can be that balance, a chance for Republicans to give their say in the government. He plans to lower taxes, create less red tape, and encourage the production of new American energy. It is necessary that we create a better checks and balance system when there are Democrats in control of both the legislative and executive branches.
Now let's begin with the questions. First question. Some voters are saying that Robin Carnahan is running the right campaign at the wrong time. What would you all say about Carnahan's out-of-date campaign?
It is very true. Most of her attacks on Blunt would have been well received 4 years ago when voters were unhappy with Republican rule and heavy spending. But that is actually now outdated and won't influence voters as they did before. She is going around blaming Republicans when it is very much the Democrats she should be pointing her finger at.
It is not an outdated campaign. The issues that Carnahan is talking about are just as much valid today as they were in the previous elections. If Republicans are to become a majority again, the government will be spending more than they should be. The Democrats need to stay in place.
Okay, next. Roy Blunt has pulled out of 4 of the 6 debates that he proposed back in August. What are your opinions on this?
Blunt is just trying to avoid his 14-year political record of sticking it to the middle class. If he was confident in what his record showed, he would not be concerned about showing up for a political debate. Robin is willing to appear at any previous date planned, including Fox News Sunday debate, despite her current lawsuit with them.
Blunt has nothing to hide. He's just simply taking care of more important things. Also, it is worth to mention that Blunt has won both of the debates that have taken place, which undoubtedly proves his ability to stand firm in his backgrounds and beliefs.
Okay, now, Robin Carnahan was recently sued by Fox News for copyright infringement. They claim she used footage in a television ad that gave the impression that Fox endorsed her. What do you all have to say about this?
The voters have very much to be nervous about with her campaign. She's portraying people to be supporters when they really aren't. Her attacks are becoming wildly more desperate and false.
Carnahan's attorneys have filed motions of retaliation against the lawsuit and are working on swiftly closing the case. Carnahan supporters believe that voters will overlook this obviously inaccurate lawsuit put forth by the partisan Fox.
Okay, now, speak on an issue you think is prevalent in this election and what your candidate's stance on the issue.
Blunt does not support the healthcare reform bill, but instead pushes to reduce healthcare costs and create easier access to healthcare for seniors. Although Carnahan and Blunt are both cancer survivors, Blunt truly emphasizes and relates with patients seeking to fully address issues with our current healthcare.
The American economy is in turmoil, and Carnahan is out to stop Congressman Blunt's 14-year history of wasteful spending and backhanded lobbyist pursuits from expanding to the Senate. Carnahan is on her Stop the Bull tour, where she is laying out a 3-tier plan to end the corruption in Washington.
Okay, well, we are out of time for today. Thank you both. Now, a quick prediction. Overall, we believe that Republican Roy Blunt will win this race for a couple of reasons. but won his primary by 70.9%, proving to be a strong leader in the Republican Party's eyes. But all in all, we must wait and see what November 2nd will bring these two qualified candidates. We wish them both the best of luck. That is all for our broadcast today, but we hope we have helped you make an informed decision on November 2nd. From all of us here in Government 312, thank you for being with us. Have a good day!